Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So as some of you guys might know, Jupiter is moving into the sign of Taurus on May 16th, 2023, which is actually today at the time that I'm filming this. And it is going to be in Taurus until the end of May 2024. I believe it's like the 24th or 25th of May. So basically Jupiter will be in the sign of Taurus for a whole year, starting now at the time that I'm filming this. And in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be finding out how this transit will be affecting you. Jupiter is a planet of growth and expansion, and it's also a planet of luck and blessings and optimism. So I think that this is going to be a positive transit for us. And if you want to know more about how exactly Jupiter will be impacting you personally, you can look at your birth chart if you know your birth time, and if you feel like doing this, of course. The house of your birth chart that Jupiter is passing through, so the house that is ruled by Taurus in your birth chart, is going to be the area of your life where Jupiter will be impacting you the most. And whatever house it is passing through, it is like blowing up this area of your life. So you're going to feel growth in this area of your life. You will likely receive blessings. You can think of it as the area of your life where the soil is most fertile right now. So if you plant seeds in this area and take care of them, you will see your blessings multiplied. You can also think of it as like, imagine the different areas of your life are like targets. And wherever Jupiter is right now, that target is going to be way bigger. So if you shoot an arrow at it, you have a much better chance of hitting it. I hope that that makes sense. It's showing you where the most potential for growth is right now. And if you take action towards it, you're going to see multiplied blessings than what you normally would. At least that's how I see it. So let's get into your option selection. There are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today. So I'm going to show you each of these crystals up close one by one. And I'm also going to show you a card from each tarot deck so that you can see what the artwork looks like. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the Wheel of Fortune because this is a card in tarot that is ruled by Jupiter. So without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. Number 1s, you have Angel Aura Rose Quartz, and you have the Mystic Dreams Advanced Tarot, and this is the Wheel of Fortune. Number 2s, you have Zebra Ember, and you have the Divine Feminine Tarot, and here is the Wheel of Fortune. And number 3s, you have Azurite and Malachite, and you have the White Fly Tarot, and here is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so just in case you need a little bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Angel Aura Rose Quartz and the Mystic Dreams Advanced Tarot, this is going to be your prediction for the period that Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus. So we are going to start off with these pre-shuffled oracle and tarot cards. So for your oracles, we have you provide for yourself. You set goals, establish a realistic budget that doesn't hurt you financially, borrow wisely, and avoid missing due dates. Develop what works for you. You create security through transparency and avoid money stress with checking on your spending. And then we also have you make space. You intentionally create time in your day to focus on yourself. Deep breathing, closing your eyes for a while to call a moment of calm into existence, reading, stretching, brewing tea, making space for your mental health between tasks on a workday maintains a healthy mind. Do something you enjoy every day. Okay, so it looks like during this period, you are stepping into a practical energy and you are committed to taking care of yourself. And I'm hearing doing things that the future you will thank you for. It looks like you're doing quite well financially during this time. You will be financially comfortable. You will feel secure. You will have enough for your daily needs as well as for a rainy day in case there is a sudden expense, something that suddenly requires your attention. Like, you have enough saved away for those what ifs, so you feel completely safe and secure. I definitely see that you will be working during this period, even if you are not working right now. But it seems like you're taking a more gentle approach to work and a more modest approach to your financial goals. So I see your income is going to be the same as it is now, like you'll be able to maintain it, or it will have a slight increase during this period. And if you don't have an income right now, I do actually see you picking up a project or picking up a job that is going to bring in some money for you. But there is a feeling of you living a more modest life for sure. The idea that's coming to my mind right now is someone who lives in a big city. They live in a big city and they are paying rent in that big city, and they're going out for food and drinks with their friends, and they're spending money on designer items, and yet they feel lack. They feel like, oh my gosh, to sustain this lifestyle, I need to make a ton more money. And then this person is coming to a realization of like, maybe I actually don't need more money. Maybe I can just live a more comfortable lifestyle. Maybe I can start to live below my means. Maybe I don't need these designer items, and maybe I don't need to go out for drinks as much as I do. Or maybe I can move to a more rural area or move to a more affordable area. It's like someone deciding that what they need is not more material things, and maybe society has sold them this idea that they do, like that's the idea of success, that's the idea of abundance, and they're realizing, actually, I'm very happy just living a more like modest life. I'm very happy living a more comfortable life. And they'll find that when they live that way, it dramatically reduces their stress around money, and it reduces that, I want to say like that gaping void of I need more. I just see someone becoming very content with what they currently have and realizing maybe I don't need to chase for more and more and more. Like maybe I can have a very good life with what I currently have. I do see growth in your income and your financial situation. It's like a slow and steady growth that is happening. I feel like you're growing at a comfortable pace, that you don't get overwhelmed and that you don't burn out. And I do see you kind of, it's like you're giving up something material, whether that's like a material goal or something that you are regularly spending money on. You're just realizing like, I don't need that to be happy. I feel like maybe you're deriving your pleasure from other things, or realizing a lot of ways that you can have fun for free. I think the focus is really going away from material pleasures, if that makes sense. I don't know if it spoke about this in this card, but I feel like you're more grounded, more connected to nature, taking care of your mental health, and enjoying the simple things in life. I've personally been noticing making space for mental health between tasks on a work day so freaking important. I've been really trying to do this. I just feel like you're taking a slower pace, a more comfortable pace. You're living a lifestyle that is a lot more sustainable. And we don't feel like we're chasing something anymore. We just feel like I'm here right now and I'm content with where I am. I have everything I need. It seems like a really peaceful time for you. Peaceful, practical, grounded. Yeah, so let's take a look at our tarot cards as well. We have the Four of Action, which is the Four of Wands. This is like one of the happiest cards in tarot. So mentally and emotionally, this period is going to be very happy for you. Your hard work and sincere efforts lead you to a sense of safety, contentment, and financial security. Yes, freaking exactly. You deserve to take a break and enjoy the magnificent life you've created. Yes, it's like we're not rushing forward to the next thing anymore, always feeling like we need to do more and more and more. I think you're just stopping and looking around and realizing, damn, like I've created quite a good life for myself already. Like this period, it's not about chasing for more. It's about enjoying the fruits of your labor that you already have and celebrating how far you have come. It may, oh, and then the next sentence is about celebrating. It may be time to celebrate a wonderful event such as an engagement, a wedding, buying a new home, or the birth of a child. So yeah, something about a new home. I definitely feel like your lifestyle is going to change quite a bit during this period. You might also be embracing, I think you're embracing low cost, low waste, sustainable, eco-friendly type of things. It's like you're getting back to earth. You're reconnecting with earth, you're reconnecting with nature. You could be relocating somewhere that is more rural or that has more nature around you. But I see with this Four of Wands that you will be very happy with your living situation. We do have messages about engagement. So for those of you who are in a relationship, you could be getting engaged during this period, or you could even be getting married during this period, or someone very close to you is. And then we also have the birth of a child. So that's a great sign for those of you who are wanting to have children. But again, this could be someone close to you who is welcoming a child into the world. But yes, Four of Wands is a very, very contented card. Like just feeling happy and secure with where you are, having a happy domestic life, feeling like you're in alignment with your purpose, feeling like you have found your tribe. So if you guys are looking for your soul family, or if you're just looking for your tribe, like your group of people who really get you, I do think that those people are going to be coming in during this period. And also for those of you who have loved ones who are at a distance, you could be relocating, or they could be relocating, that you will live closer to each other. So for example, I have ASO in the States. So if this were my reading, maybe I'm moving to the States, or maybe ASO is moving to Japan, which I don't know if that will happen, but it's just an example. Long distance relationships, I feel like will not be long distance anymore. Some of you guys might be deciding that you want to go back to be closer to your family or closer to your friends, or a family member who lives far away is coming home. There is a feeling of reunion with your family or with those who feel like family. And then, we have another four. So this is the Four of Swords. Spend time in nature. There we go. Listening for guidance from your angels and your own inner voice, because overanalyzing the situation won't provide the answers you're seeking. Consider taking a vacation or a small break. That's like 3 messages about taking breaks. Wow. 3 out of 4 cards talk about taking a break. So some of you guys need a vacation for sure during this period. Consider taking a vacation or a small break to help you rejuvenate and become clear on what your next step should be. Meditation can be very helpful. This is a card that talks about rest. Yeah. And I think it's really nice that we have 2 4s, because 4 is a number of stability and security. And I think that's the biggest theme for you guys during this period. Feeling very secure, feeling very stable. The number 4 makes me think everything is okay, everything is under control, everything is in order. It also makes me think you are protected, you are loved, you have so much divine support, and you are in line with your destiny. You are in line with your calling. It seems like a piece of advice for you, I think just in general, but also something to keep in mind during this period, is that rest can often bring the answers that you need. I think we talk a lot about rest in the sense of like self-care, and rest is productive because you need to recharge your energy. But rest is also great for problem solving and for receiving downloads, because when you're resting and when you're just idle, the front part of your brain, and I'm not very knowledgeable on brains, but the front part of your brain is what does like processing and makes conscious decisions. And so when that part of your brain is resting, the back part of your brain, which is more subconscious, has a chance to finally be heard. That's why I think that's often why you have random genius thoughts when you're in the shower, because you're just chilling. You're not consciously thinking about the act of taking a shower. You're just like relaxed. So I probably didn't do a great job of explaining that. But taking breaks throughout your day and just not thinking about stuff is ironically when great thoughts can come up and great solutions to your problems will come up. And this card is letting you know that if there's any like decision you're struggling to make or a problem in your life that you're struggling with, you probably will not get the answer when you're actively thinking it through and actively analyzing the problem. I think it is exactly when you drop it and you just go about your day, let your mind wander without trying to control where it goes or what it's thinking about, that's when these amazing ideas will pop up. Same thing if you're experiencing creative blocks. You know, rather than trying to power through, like, oh, I'll just keep working on it until I get my bright idea. Maybe just like close your laptop or step away from whatever it is you're working on, go for a walk, go and make some tea, like really give yourself those regular breaks, because I feel like it's going to be good for your genius, for your inspiration, for problem solving. It's also like, you know, when you lose something and you're looking everywhere for it and you're like, damn it, I can't find it. And then you just stop looking for it and just go about your life and suddenly it pops up somewhere. So the key for this group is not powering through. The key for this group during this period, it's not pushing it, it's not forcing it. Go at a pace that feels natural. And I think embrace more stillness and more rest. You will find that everything gets done. I know personally, as someone with a very active mind, thinking a lot can make you exhausted even though you didn't physically do anything. So if you can think of it as saving your energy, that might be helpful as well. Anyway, let's get into the tarot deck that you guys chose. And let's see what's coming for you during this period. Okay, we'll take this one that fell out. We have Justice. We have this is the Nine of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. The Ten of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck, oh my gosh, at the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Wands. I was just gonna say, when this Ten of Cups came out, I was like, okay, so you got the two happiest cards in tarot, because you have the Four of Wands here and you have the Ten of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Wands again. Yeah, so what your guides really want you to know is that this is going to be a very, very happy period for you. Period. You have a lot of emotional fulfillment during this time. I think there's something with family that is very significant for this group, because the Ten of Cups, we often see a family on it, like standing in front of their house and there's a rainbow in the sky. We see the parents with two kids. And then in the Four of Wands, we see like a wedding taking place. So for many of you during this period, you could actually be getting engaged or getting married or buying a home with your partner or increasing your family or growing your family, I should say. Or you could very well be meeting the person with whom you will eventually do those things. We also have Justice, which talks about, this is Libra energy, so it talks about partnerships, and Justice can also talk about like commitments and contracts and things of that nature. So marriage seems to be a big theme for many of you who chose this group, like getting married, getting engaged, or meeting the person that you will marry one day, or just like the person who will be your life partner. If that's something that you're looking for, the signs of that happening for you during this period are very, very strong. And just you living a more cozy life, a more cozy and comfortable and homey life. And actually for some of you, you know, we've seen you kind of slowing down and living a more modest lifestyle, maybe getting out of a hustle mindset. For some of you, it may actually have to do with the fact that your family is increasing. So for example, maybe you are welcoming a child into your family, and so you decide that you're not gonna like work anymore, or you're not going to work 5 days a week anymore, or you are going to take a different job that is less demanding, or you're going to move to an area that is better for raising children. Like if you resonate with getting married or growing your family at this time, there might be a decision that you make about where you live or about the work that you do, where we're kind of scaling down or just modifying things so that we can accommodate this new family situation. That's for some of you who are wanting that experience, but whatever the case may be, I feel like you just are living very cozily during this time, and it has a lot to do with living within your means or living below your means and not feeling that pressure of going bigger and like proving to people that you're a big deal. You may be rejecting society's idea of like excess and always wanting more and having a ton of material things. And this is actually going to really improve your mental health and improve your inner peace. And I think a great deal of your happiness during this period comes from how you serve others, how you connect to others, how you care for yourself, and how you enjoy all of the little things around you, like plants, animals, nature, enjoying good food, enjoying a good book, like those simple things that were always there for you or that were always accessible to you. I think you'll find those are the things that give you the greatest joy. With the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands here, I do see that while things are very good for you, there will be a little bit of worry that pops into your mind every now and then during this period, because there is a fear. There's a fear of losing your progress, or there's a fear of losing how far you have come. This is something that I can personally relate to as a content creator, and I think a lot of content creators have this fear where we're like, if I take a break from YouTube, then I'm gonna lose everything that I've worked for, as if suddenly we're gonna wake up and like everyone is gone, which is, it's kind of an irrational fear. But I think that, or for example, maybe you're a content creator and you're posting twice a week, but you want to scale down and post once a week so that you can focus on other things. And you're like, oh my gosh, but if I do that, then my channel's gonna die. Or if I switch to a job that I like more, but that pays less, I'm gonna go broke, or I'm gonna lose all my savings. It's this feeling of, if I scale back, if I take it easier, I'm gonna lose everything. Which is kind of dramatic, but that's kind of how the Nine of Swords works. The Nine of Swords likes to catastrophize. The Nine of Swords likes to imagine the worst case scenario where everything just hits the fan and you lose everything. And I think that there's maybe been this fear within you that keeps you on a hamster wheel, or that keeps you really pushing for forward momentum in your life. And Jupiter in Taurus wants to show you, look, you can slow down and still enjoy all the fruits of life and still enjoy all the blessings. You can get off this hamster wheel and still live a good life. It's like there's something in you that is afraid to slow down. Like, if I slow down, I'm going to stop. And you're not going to stop. You're just going to keep going forward. In fact, at a more sustainable pace. You are not going to lose what you have already created for yourself. Even this card says you deserve to take a break and enjoy the magnificent life you've created, which you can't do if you're always trying to, it's as if you moved house and then you haven't even unpacked your boxes in that house yet, and you're already thinking about, okay, what's my next career move so that I can make more money and move into the bigger house. And that's just no life to live, right? Of course, society benefits from you living like that because you'll just keep spending money. But that's just not a way to live life. Like, stop thinking about where you're going to move next, because you'll move when it's time. Unpack your boxes, decorate the house, get a companion animal. You're at home here. Enjoy. You worked so hard to earn this house. The house is a metaphor for your life, although it could be a literal house. Like, you deserve to just slow down and enjoy it. And that's very Taurus-y, honestly. Like, just enjoying the pleasures of life, enjoying a life that comes naturally to you, and taking things at a slow pace. Yeah, and I've probably said this a million times, but living a slower and more comfortable life, I think, is a big thing, a big theme of this month. We do have a lot of fours, like 444. We actually have a lot of ones too, because we have 11 and 10. So 444, 111, and then we have 2 9s. 9, 1, and 4 seem to be important numbers for this group. And I believe it's how your angels communicate with you, with the numbers 1, 4, and 9. I'm also thinking these can make dates like September 14th or April 19th. Yes. With justice here, there is a feeling of reaping a reward. Justice often makes me think of what you put in is what you're going to get out. Oh, I also want to say with justice, for any of you guys who have, like, for example, if you're in a legal battle, I do think that that's going to resolve itself favorably for you during this period. Or if you are, what's the word I'm looking for? If you are dealing with anything like an institution and submitting documents, like, that's all going to go well. For example, applying for a loan or a scholarship, or like going back and forth with the administration at school. Personally, I've been trying to open a bank account and it's been so freaking annoying because a lot of Japanese institutions they're not very compatible with non-Japanese people's names because Japanese people's names are generally like 3, 4, maybe 5 characters. My name is like 19 or something. Like, it's really long for Japan, and this bank cannot even fit my name. So my name got cut off in a random place, and because I'm a foreigner, I can't do things online. I have to do it by mail. So, like, oh my God, it's so freaking annoying. Like, because I'll send it out and then they take a week to respond to it, and then it takes like a week to send it back to me. And that it's just been this annoying back and forth that is very unnecessary. But anyway, they will like send it back in the mail and be like, sorry, can you dot this I, please? Like, very picky. Anyway, enough about me. I'm just saying, if you're dealing with anything like that, like anything with an institution where you have to submit documents and you have to go through this whole process, and like it's picky, maybe it's nerve-wracking, I feel like all of that is going to resolve itself in your favor. Okay, like applications, legal issues, things of that nature. I'm also hearing if like you had a dispute over a contract, you know, sometimes you can get into disagreements based on like how you interpret the contract. I do feel like that's also going to work in your favor. Again, this can be you entering into a legal partnership with someone, so a marriage or a business partnership, like you're signing a contract to be employed by someone. Basically, new favorable contracts coming in during this period. And then the other thing I was saying with this is what you put in is what you're going to get out. So there's something that you've already done, group number one, that during this period is going to pay off for you. So I don't know, maybe you planted a tree and during this period it's going to bloom its first leaves, or maybe you posted a video and during this period it's going to go viral and make you money. It's something that you've already done the work for. You've already made the investment. Maybe you bought a stock and it wasn't really doing anything, and suddenly in this period the price is going up like crazy. So I'm hearing like what goes in must come out, or what goes up must come down. So you have put something into it and something has to come out. Yeah. So getting what you deserve, something coming back around for you. This is very specific, but if you sent someone like a letter or an email, or if you messaged someone, but like you kind of went out on a limb and didn't really expect them to respond, they may finally be responding. Like, I don't know, let's say you sent Harry Styles a fan mail. I don't know why that came up. And you're like, oh, he's not going to respond. He's probably not even going to read it. But like, let's just do it for fun. This would be like, one day you check your mail and like Harry Styles responded 8 months later and you're like, what the heck? 28 as I said that. So anyway, it's like things coming back to you. You know, you put yourself out there and now it's coming back. But yeah, I think that's what I see for the tarot. Very happy and peaceful life with occasional worries that, you know, what if this slower life is going to make me lose everything, or make me fall into irrelevance, or, you know, lose everything that I've worked for. And it's simply not. You'll find that this lifestyle is a lot more sustainable for you and a lot more happy, and that's what really matters. So to finish off this reading, we're going to take a look at some final oracle cards for you, what Jupiter would like you to know during this time. We have release and surrender. All that is falling away is no longer serving you. This release will create more space for presently aligned blessings to take place. During this period, I want to say let whatever wants to go, go. If something is leaving your life or pulling at you, trying to leave your life, let it go, because it is doing you a favor by leaving. It is making room for something better for you. And it recognizes that it's time for something else to come in, something that is more in alignment with the current you. This is something we talk about a lot because I think humans just have trouble. Humans have trouble letting go. And a lot of the time we just hold on really tightly to things that are not serving us at all, just because, you know, it's familiar, it's comfortable. And so there may be some times during this period where your comfort zone is kind of challenged. It's like we have to let go of comforts or something that we feel brings us comfort to welcome even better comfort into our life. Just remember that anything that's leaving during this time is meant to leave. The number 15 is associated with the Devil card in tarot, and so there may be things that things in your head that tell you like you need it, you need it, you need it. It gets in your head like that because the number 15, the Devil, it can talk about unhealthy attachments. It can talk about addictions. It's like there's something you think you need, but you actually don't really need it. This is just a hypothetical example, so I'm not saying this is your situation. It's just to illustrate the energy. But this would be like someone who is kind of shy, or they feel kind of awkward in social situations. And so they tell themselves, I need alcohol to be comfortable at parties. Like, I need alcohol to be fun. I need alcohol to like open up to people. You know what I mean? And alcohol would be in the devil in their head being like, you need me. You're nothing without me. You're boring without me. You're socially awkward without me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not freaking true, but the devil is very sneaky and can convince us of these things. And you know, that can go for so many different things. I need this person's validation to be worthy, or, you know, I need these strangers online to like me, or whatever it is. I need these designer items to be attractive. I don't know, fill in the blank. But I feel like there's something you think you need right now that you actually don't need at all, and that could actually be holding you back. And judging from this may not be something that you actively need to let go of. It's something that might just naturally fall away, maybe. I don't know. But just remember, let what wants to go, go. And if you think you desperately need something, you probably don't. We have be what you seek. Let your desires inspire you to transform. Match the vibration of what you want. You might be realizing, like, this external thing I thought I needed, I can actually generate it myself. So I don't know, if you thought you needed designer clothes to feel confident, maybe you're realizing, oh, I can generate confidence myself. If you thought you needed alcohol to have fun, you might be realizing, I can generate fun by myself. I don't need that person to like me because I can generate my own validation. It's like whatever you were looking for from external, like people or things or substances, whatever it was, you're realizing that you can become whatever you thought that thing was going to bring you. You can generate that from within. Same thing, like if you want, I want a partner to be this and this and this for me, you can be that for yourself. I think you're becoming very self-sufficient and secure within yourself during this time. And the final card that we have is your Thera-pets card. So this is your word of reassurance or encouragement for the next, well, year if you're watching this when it's up, but for this period. Aw, you're doing well. Keep going. And even if you slow down, you're still moving forward. Even if you're taking one step a day, you are still moving forward. Okay, group number ones, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, pick a card videos on Patreon, which are also timeless, and just like these, except for you get to choose the topic. You can check out my music channel, which features the intro song of this video that is an original song, and you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me, and thank you so much for being here. Group number ones, I am sending lots of love to you, to your family, your higher self, your spirit guides, your whole spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the Zebra Amber and the Divine Feminine Tarot, this is going to be your reading all about the period that Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus. So we're going to start off with these pre-shuffled oracle and tarot cards. So let's get into it. Your first message is, you are here. You surpassed obstacles and they taught you valuable lessons. You chose your current path because you are headed to where you're supposed to be. Regrets and what ifs waste time and energy you could better use appreciating what you have. Follow your dreams while treasuring that you are here. Be kind to yourself and trust the flow of the universe. And then we also have you are courageous. You are bold enough to be yourself. You decide your goals, how to spend your time, and what to invest your energy in. If you can imagine it and visualize it, you can manifest it. Yay! It looks like... Okay, Jupiter is bringing this group a lot of wonderful things. The first thing I want to focus on is that Jupiter at this time is removing obstacles for you. Obstacles that have been standing in the way of your success and of you living a life that you are passionate about. For some of you, these obstacles could have been external circumstances, like having to do with your resources or opportunities or lack thereof, or your living situation, your location. For others of you, these obstacles could have been internal, like fears, limiting beliefs, not feeling like you can or are good enough to do the things you want to do. And of course, it could have been a combination of both internal and external factors. But Jupiter is going to be working with you to release both. Anything that is standing in the way of you achieving the goals that you want to achieve and living the life that you want to live, those obstacles are going to be removed. But what Jupiter is saying is that they're going to need a little help. They're going to need you to be brave. It takes a lot of courage to pursue your passion. It takes a lot of courage to pursue the life you really want. And I feel like that courage from your end is the key ingredient to make everything come together. It's like the universe can create the ideal circumstances for your success, but you still need that bravery to take the first step. Yes. I love how these two cards go together because this is you being on the right path. This is you headed to where you're supposed to go. This is you overcoming all obstacles to follow your dreams. And then this shows you manifesting the life that you've always visualized for yourself. So there's big breakthroughs coming during this period. I see you boldly going after what you have always longed for. So let's take a look at your tarot cards as well. Wow, we have the Two of Emotions. So this is the Two of Cups. A relationship grows closer as two people fall in love, or a current relationship grows much stronger. Friendships may deepen into a spiritual connection. Mutual respect and understanding exist or will develop. Don't give up on relationships that feel challenging to you. There's still hope. One thing that I really want to say with this Two of Cups is what you want wants you. Because we've just pulled these two oracle cards that talk about you pursuing your dream life and like bravely going after that. And the Two of Cups is all about reciprocity. I feel like what you are trying to manifest is manifesting you back, or what you desire is desiring you back. And I also think with this Two of Cups being about relationships, that others will greatly benefit from whatever you are trying to manifest for yourself. So maybe you are an artist like this little character here, and you want to manifest success in your art career. And what this card is saying is that so many people will benefit from that as well. Like there's many people who need to consume your art, who can be healed by it, who can have their eyes opened by it, who can be moved by it, who can be inspired by it, or who can just simply enjoy it. So Jupiter wants you to know that pursuing the life that you want is not selfish. It will make a lot of people happy and it will inspire a lot of people. Pursuing your passion could also lead you to a very significant relationship. For those of you who are trying to manifest a soulmate or a new romantic interest into your life, pursuing your passions could very well lead you to this person, or you could be manifesting a counterpart who has very similar passions as you. So in the example of you being an artist, you would manifest a soulmate who is also an artist. If you are a vet, you manifest a soulmate who is also a vet. It's like you have a similar profession, you're passionate about the same things, you want to make the same kind of difference in the world. That's the vibe that I'm getting. So for those of you who are single, or if you don't have a person of interest right now, I definitely see one coming into your life during this period. And actually, even if you do already have someone in mind, I think that things are going to be developing between the two of you. I think your relationship is going to be progressing quite a bit during this time. You're getting closer to each other. You're getting more vulnerable with each other. And I also think your newfound confidence, or your growing confidence, is going to have a really positive impact on this relationship and your dynamic with the other person. I definitely feel like love is in the air with this Two of Cups card. Like we're manifesting our soulmate, or we're manifesting a happy romantic relationship. Two people are falling in love. A current relationship is growing much stronger. We also have this message of don't give up on relationships that feel challenging to you. So if you have a person of interest, or you're in a relationship and you feel kind of stuck, or you feel like things aren't really progressing in a positive direction, I feel like Jupiter is blessing your relationship with your person at this time. So for love and relationships, things look really good. We also have the Ten of Cups. Okay, I see a common theme here. Life is blessing you with a wonderful and loving family. So some of you guys are also calling in your soul family during this time, or you could be starting a family with your partner. Great happiness and emotional fulfillment are now on the horizon. Harmony with those you love is assured. By offering forgiveness, understanding, and kindness to others, you're rewarded with unconditional love. So it looks like you're resolving conflicts that you've had with your loved ones, whether that's a love interest, family, friends. We are smoothing things out. We are squashing beef during this time, and we are creating harmony in our personal relationships. I love that these cards encompass all different kinds of relationships, because we have family here, we have friendships, we have spiritual connections, romantic connections. I just feel like your personal relationships are going to be really, really good during this period. You will attract those who have good intentions, and those who don't have good intentions will not even be able to get close to you. Like Jupiter will not let that happen. They will just fall away. It looks like this is a period of great emotional fulfillment for you as well. The numbers 2 and 10 could be significant, or 2 and 1. You might see these numbers repeated, 11, 22, 21, 12, any combination like that. These could also be relevant dates, February 10th or October 2nd, a date where something important is happening, or someone's birthday who is significant. We also have Cancer and Pisces energy here. So a Cancer or Pisces person could be significant to you. But love is in the air and harmony is present in your relationships. I can say that for sure. So this is a great time for your own personal growth and fulfillment, but also like for how you relate to others. And I love to see that. Okay, so let's get into your tarot now and see what events are waiting for you during this period. This deck is so fun to shuffle. Okay, group number 2. What is happening for them while Jupiter is in Taurus? Okay, we're starting off with the Lovers. Are we surprised? Are we? Love is a big theme for you guys during this period. I do want to mention this is Gemini energy, and then the Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer. So that is a very specific combination. but that could be a confirmation for some of you. If you are a Gemini with a Cancer Venus, or you're interested in a Gemini with a Cancer Venus, that's being confirmed very strongly. This is your person. And this is Mars in Pisces. So someone with a Pisces Mars could also be significant. Don't worry if you have someone in mind and they don't have those placements. That is totally fine. But for those of you who need an extra bit of confirmation, we do have those placements coming up. Okay, there is a little piece of advice from Jupiter for this group. I definitely see you falling in love with someone, or really falling deeper into your existing relationship. And definitely we want you to savor this moment, and we want you to bask in the love and warmth and feel luxurious in it. But there was a little piece of advice to not get lost in it, let's say. So as an example, let's say you're working on your art. I keep using that as an example, but you're working on your projects, your professional and creative endeavors, and maybe you're going to the gym and you have your social life and you're going to see your friends. Like, you have this active and well-rounded life. And then you're falling in love, or you're reaching like a milestone with your partner and things are very romantic. And Jupiter is saying, like, don't get lost in it. I feel like we can just fall so deeply into that honeymoon energy. And then all we want to do is just, lie in bed with our lover all day and cuddle. And then we might start to neglect our fitness routine, or our social life, or some of our other friendships, or our projects, because we just like get carried away with it, maybe is the way to put it. I guess don't let it consume you. This love is a beautiful thing. It's very sweet. Definitely savor it, but don't let it consume you. Just make sure that you still keep your life very balanced and well-rounded. I'm in no way saying like you're the type of person who would neglect other areas of your life. Just that, love is very sweet and tempting like that. You can really get lost in it. So it's less of a judgment on you and more just like, I know how it can be. Make sure you keep your well-rounded and active lifestyle, and make sure that you allow time for you and your partner to live your separate lives, and for you and your person to like go off and do your own thing. That will keep the spark going for longer too. But with the sun and the moon here, this does very much feel like a person who is the yin to your yang, or the yang to your yin. I feel like you could be an opposites attract kind of situation, or a situation where your differences complement each other. Your strengths and weaknesses complement each other very well. I also think with the lovers, I see very often a psychic or telepathic connection. So you could, even if you haven't met this person yet, you could have a strong telepathic connection with them. You could actually channel them through art. I know I keep coming back to art. Even if you're not an artist, you may be able to channel them through art that you create or that you consume. But I think in general, during this period, you will notice your psychic abilities are heightening, especially your ability of claircognizance. What else do we have for group number 2s? We have the Hanged One. More Pisces energy. The Page of Wands. and the Seven of Swords. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the World. Okay, so the World can mean a couple of different things. For one, actually, we have the World next to the Seven of Swords. I'll get into that in a second, but one thing that the World can represent is the completion of a cycle, something coming to fruition. For those of you who have been working on a very big project or a very long-term project, I feel like it is finally going to be wrapping up during this period, and it is going to be a success. So let's say you were working on a really big business deal, like that's finally getting closed. Or maybe you're writing a novel and you're finally wrapping that up, and you can confidently say that it's finished. Or maybe you've been doing a lot of work around your house, like renovation work or redecoration work, and it's been this huge work in progress, and your house is always messy or things always look half done. It's like loose ends are tying up and a big project is finally finished. The World can also talk about graduation, because it's like you're finishing a cycle and leveling up. What I'm being shown is that you have everything you need to move to the next level. Like you have enough, for some of you, it's like you finally have enough credits and you can graduate, or you finally have enough points within a system and so you can get a certificate. You're getting that stamp of approval of like, yes, this has been done, this has been completed. I also just heard some of you guys will be changing your residency status. You'll be changing your visa type, or perhaps you are getting a permanent residence for where you live. And there's something about a point system or a credit system. Maybe you're improving your credit score, or maybe you are getting a license, like you have enough points and you're getting a license. But it's a feeling of your accumulated efforts are giving you the stamp of approval or the certification. Maybe you're completing a training course or something like that, but it's like you're officially done and that's being recognized by everyone, you know? So it's not just like, oh, within myself, I feel like this is probably done. It's like an official completion that everyone can see and that everyone recognizes. I hope that makes sense. And you're going to be feeling very accomplished after this and very proud of yourself, and others are going to feel quite proud of you as well. With the Seven of Swords next to this, there's a couple different interpretations for this, and they're all quite different, but please feel free to claim any and all of them. One thing that you guys might be dealing with a little bit during this time is imposter syndrome. Even though you are completely qualified for what you do and you literally have like a certificate to your name or a degree to your name or a title to your name, there might be little, intrusive thoughts that you deal with that are like, I'm not worthy of this, or I'm deceiving people, or I'm not good enough for this. And I'm hearing that the advice for you is to not try to fight them, or to not try to reason with them, because those thoughts are not logical anyway. They're not coming from a place of reason anyway, so trying to reason with them will not be very helpful. I think it's important that you just know you can be successful and you can make a positive impact on others even when these intrusive thoughts do occur. You do not have to identify with them. And also, if you do have these thoughts and they are troubling you, your angels are saying, please just give them to us. Like, please, angels, I'm having these thoughts and they're bothering me. Help me to release them. But the most important thing you know is that these thoughts can exist and you can still do amazing things. They really have no way to stop you or discredit you unless you let them, and you don't have to give them power. Another interpretation of this, which is quite different, is that some of you guys could be growing your presence on social media. The world does make me think of the internet, because the internet is something that connects the whole world and can make you visible to people who wouldn't otherwise see you. That just has worldy vibes to me, like people all over the world can be watching you. And then with the Seven of Swords, this can talk about like personas or deception. And I feel like the internet, we all have very curated images, and there's no way you can see the full picture of someone online. So that's kind of where that interpretation comes from. And especially with these two cards together, it's giving me the vibe of someone who is like social media famous. Yeah, if that's something that you want, of course. Like if you are on social media, if you're posting content, I think that you could definitely gain some fame during this period. And I want to say that your content will grow exponentially, because remember, Jupiter is going to be multiplying the growth. And I just saw 2112. Wait a minute. That's so cool. Because we were talking about like you might see repeating 2s and 1s, and then I just saw 2112, and then I just realized this is 21 and this is 12. So like those are your lucky numbers, 1, 2, 12, 21. Like you will see those before big things manifest in your life. But what was I gonna say? Some of you guys might go viral without even wanting to. That actually happened to one of my friends a while ago. She made a reel on Instagram and it randomly got 1 million views. And it was like, what the heck? That's so cool. And it's, you know, it's cool, it's exciting, but it can also bring a lot of attention and a lot of BS that you weren't really asking for. There's, you know, there's two sides to every coin, and something is happening during this period where you are getting a lot of attention for something that you're doing, especially online. And I think you're definitely going to see the good side and the bad side to that, because the same way you're going to be getting a lot of admiration and words of encouragement and, you know, feeling positive messages. It feels really good to know that what you're doing has made a difference, or it inspired someone or put a smile on someone's face. But it also opens you up to criticism. And if there's something I've noticed from being online, it's that a lot of people like to assume things about you and project all kinds of things on you that have nothing to do with what you were saying, just based on their own experiences or their own past. And it can be kind of frustrating. And I think you just really have to remember, like, whatever this person is on about, it has nothing to do with me. So, and I mean, there's also going to be people who people can project positive things onto you, people can project negative things onto you. So I guess it's important not to let it get to your head either way. You know, if you have a ton of people saying like, oh my God, you're the most amazing person in the world, like definitely don't let that get to your head either. And if they're saying negative things, don't let that get to your head. It will be really important that you know who you are. And I think it's so amazing that you have such beautiful personal relationships in your life. Like, it looks like you have an amazing partner, amazing friends, you have your family or your soul family to lean on, and they know who you really are. And I feel like this is how they'll remind you. I'm Canadian, I had to make a Nickelback reference there. Anyway, they'll remind you of what you really are. And I think you'll be able to, you know, keep a good head on your shoulders and stay grounded. It's interesting too that we have the Hanged one, the Hanged Man. This is about finding serenity in where you are, but it's also about like finding that new perspective and finding that gray area. You could, there is just this feeling of you having a lot of attention on you and becoming like well known in some way, and it's giving you a new perspective. This is just one example, but I'm imagining a person who, okay, let's say there was someone who before they would be like, I don't get why celebrities complain about paparazzi. Like, you're famous, that comes with your job. Like, you should be happy that people are paying attention to you. And then that very person becomes famous, and then that very person has to deal with paparazzi. And then they're like, oh crap, I really don't like this. Now I can see what they're talking about. Or someone who used to believe in celebrity gossip and celebrity rumors, but then they become famous themselves and realize that, oh wait, people are literally fabricating completely fake stories about me that are based off of nothing. Now I feel silly for believing all of those rumors. It's like, it's something like that, where because you're now in a place where you get a lot of attention, or because now you're in a higher position, you kind of gain a new perspective. Like maybe something you used to judge people in that position for, you're like, okay, I get why they would behave this way now. Now I can understand their struggles more. You're gaining that new kind of perspective. This is kind of different, but I'm also even thinking of someone who maybe when they were younger, they were frustrated at their parents for certain things or complained about their parents. And now that they are a parent themselves, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, mom and dad. Like, I take it back. I can see, you know, that it was tough for you, or this is why you made that decision and that was actually the right thing to do. You're gaining a new perspective that allows you to be more sympathetic or empathize more with something that you maybe used to either criticize or not really understand. And maybe that's why the Seven of Swords is here as well, because it's about like, you don't see the full truth. You don't have the full picture, you know? And I also just realized Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. But Jupiter is about expansion, and it can talk about education, enlightenment, expanding your mind. So something Jupiter is blessing you with during this time is a new perspective. I also just got the example of someone being like, when are we getting new music? Like, it's been 2 years. Where's the album, sis? And then they become a musician and they realize the process of making an album, issues that you maybe have with your label, or fine-tuning things, or just life happening. And then they're now on the receiving end of those comments that they used to get. And they're like, oh crap. You're on the other side of the equation now with something, and it's broadening your understanding. Yeah. So what else do we need to talk about? We need to talk about this Page of Wands. There is a new beginning coming with some kind of creative endeavor of yours. You're starting you're completing something, and now it's time to start a new adventure. You know, like completing high school, going off to college, completing college, entering into the workforce. It's like, it's time for the new level in something, and it's exciting. It's maybe we feel a little bit nervous, but in some way, because you're entering a new cycle, you're stepping back into a beginner mind. There's a lot of potential. I feel like whatever this new cycle is for you, there's so many different ways that you can take it. You know, like for example, someone who graduated high school, there's so many different degrees that they can choose, or there's so many different professions that you could go into now with your skills. And I think a piece of advice from Jupiter is to try not to think of all the options as liberating. Try to see them in a way that, like, this is very liberating, or I'm so lucky that I have all of these options, rather than stressing yourself out about your indecision or feeling like it's a bad thing because, like, I don't know which way to go. Think about, the world is my oyster. I can do literally whatever I want, and it's such a blessing to have all of these choices in front of me. I think a lot of what Jupiter is offering you at this time is new perspectives on things. You know, like Jupiter will be gently guiding you to look at things that you once, look at things in a different light. Look at things that you once saw as negative in a positive light. Look at things that you once saw as your disadvantage as a strength. Look at things that you maybe once looked at with a critical eye, now with sympathy or empathy. Just looking at things in a different way is a big gift that Jupiter is giving you. And I think it's good to be able to maintain both. You know, we're not flipping over to the other side and saying like, oh, I see things from this perspective now, and this is the correct one. we're just seeing both sides so that we can have empathy for both of them. You know, I empathize with the artist who is trying to make the best album possible and doesn't want to rush, or has things that are stopping them from releasing new music. And I also empathize with the fan who all they want is to connect with their favorite artist and all they want is to support them, and they're feeling like they're left hanging. So it's not like, oh, I've seen this side now and this is the right one. It's like, I've seen both sides now and they both exist. Because the hanged man, it's not this or that, it's both. It's that gray area in the middle. So you could be evolving a lot during this period to become someone who can allow multiple truths to exist and who can empathize with or see themselves in many different people, who honors the millions of truths that exist in every person and can coexist with them and can live in peace with them because they know it's not their job to control everyone's truth. I think you're developing a great serenity during this period with the Hanged One. And you are learning to embrace in-betweens too. I'm just hearing Britney Spears. I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. There's a cycle ending and a cycle beginning. But there might be an awkward in-between phase where, like, for example, I feel like I've outgrown college, like I've learned everything I need to learn there, but I also don't quite feel ready to go into the workforce yet, or I don't quite know what I want to do yet. There may be a little awkward in between the ending of this cycle and the starting of a new one, and I think you're learning to feel comfortable there, and you're also accepting that I can move forward even though I'm not 100% sure this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I can move forward with a curious mind. I can move forward with a playful mind and trust that the universe will show me the next steps when it's time. Embracing that uncertainty, embracing that unknown. And again, Jupiter's offering a new perspective of seeing the unknown as exciting and fun rather than seeing it as scary and daunting and like, I have to figure this out. There's a lot of perspective shifts going on for you. But I do see like a new creative project, a new endeavor that you're starting during this period that is going to unlock your potential, allow you to utilize a talent that you haven't been able to use in some time, or to unlock a new talent that you didn't know you had. And I'm also seeing, I have like a really strong image of someone taking care of an animal and specifically like cleaning their cage. Maybe some of you have a pet who needs a cage cleaning or a tank cleaning or a litter box cleaning right now, and they're trying to get your attention through this reading, but I just thought I would mention that. Or maybe you are spending time with an animal or taking care of an animal during this time. But I think that's all for the tarot. So let's take a look at your final oracle cards. Oh. We have Grounded Starseed. You have been seated here for a reason. Know that it is safe to remain grounded in your body and into the earth plane. So we spoke about your psychic abilities heightening. We spoke about claircognizance specifically heightening. I think that during this period, you'll be getting in contact with your star family. You'll be getting in contact with guides who originate from your starseed origins. And they'll help you feel more safe and grounded on this earth. And I think this transit in general will help you feel, oh my God, why can't I talk? Feel more grounded and safe on this earth, because Taurus, it is literally like the ground, the earth, our physical, tangible reality. So if you've been someone who doesn't really feel like you fit in on earth, or you don't really feel comfortable in your body or in this incarnation, I think you are going to feel a lot more grounded and safe and like, oh yes, I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be on earth. You may actually remember why you chose to come to earth. And, you know, speaking about all these like different perspectives and having empathy, especially for those of you who resonate with being a starseed, but you've had this feeling of like, I can't resonate with most humans. Like, I just don't understand humans' motivations or the way they think, or like, why are people like this? I think a lot of us can feel that way sometimes. But one thing that's happening for you during this period is those people, earthlings that you were once like, man, I really don't get it. You're starting to really understand why humans act the way they do, why humans behave the way they do, and empathize with them. Even if you don't necessarily agree with everything they do, I feel like you're gaining a deeper understanding of where they come from. Looks like you will be in telepathic communication with some, I want to say unearthed beings, like extraterrestrial beings, which is very cool. We have return to self, come home to you, give to yourself, be your own first priority. It's time to fall in love with you. These cards go really nicely together. For those of you who have felt like you're looking for home, because starseeds can often feel a longing for home, or feel like they don't belong, feel like their home is somewhere else. I think this is a period where you're really finding home inside of you. I want to say, like, the stars that you came from are inside of you. You are made of them. Even your physical earthly body is made of them. And rather than looking out there for a home that is outside of you, I think you're coming back to the home inside of you. Reading could be a really helpful way for you to reconnect to yourself, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. Maybe this is, for some of you, your sign to get to that reading list, or get to that book that you bought or that someone else bought for you, to finally crack that open. It may also be time to reread a book that you read a few years ago, because you're at a different time in your life now, and when you read it, you'll get something completely different out of it. Or reading it over will help to really solidify what you learned last time. Reading will also help you have more empathy for your fellow earthlings. Especially, I did say fiction, but I also feel like nonfiction, especially any books about like psychology or self-development, could be helpful. And then, your last message is, you are capable, you can do this. You are here, you are courageous, you are talented, you are capable, and you can do this. I'm trying to remember, there's another card in this deck, and it says something like, the negative voice in your head clearly doesn't know you well at all. And I really hope for this group that you may feel those kind of imposter syndrome feelings sometimes, or you may sometimes receive like unfair criticism that gets to you, but I just hope that it can get you down for a little bit. You know, we've all been there, but I hope that you don't let it get you down for too long. And if you're ever feeling like not worthy, or kind of feeling like you're losing yourself, I think connecting to your true loved ones in real life, who really know you and who really see how wonderful you are, that can be a very grounding experience for you. The last thing I want to say for this group is that you could be learning about your past life during this time. And if you've ever felt called to get a past life regression, now might be the time. Or you can also do meditations too. Look into your past lives, but I felt like leaving you with that last message. And yeah, that is all for my group number 2s. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Well, that candle looks so cool. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can find my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless. You can find my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are also timeless and just like these ones, except for you get to choose the topic. You can check out my music on my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. And you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me. Thank you so much for being here, group number 2s. I'm sending lots of love to you, to your partner, all of your loved ones, your higher self, and your whole spiritual team, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Azurite and Malachite and the White Fly Tarot, this is going to be your prediction for the period that Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus. We're going to start off this reading with these pre-shuffled oracle and tarot cards. So let's get right into it. Your first message is you focus. You focus on your accomplishments, your positives, and all you are grateful for. You don't need constant reminders of all that you consider a failure or a setback. A positive mindset helps you grow. And then we have you value your own voice. You feel heard by those you love while you protect your energy and boundaries. It looks like this group during this period, you are cultivating a very healthy mind. I want to say you are gaining a mastery over your own mind and your own thoughts. So what thoughts you entertain, what you choose to pay attention to, what you choose to focus on, how you choose to react. I feel like you are proactively taking steps to protect yourself, and setting boundaries is a big part of that. Proactively taking steps to protect your energy before a boundary gets crossed or before you hit a state of burnout. You're taking very good care of your mind, and I think that comes from you taking the time to get to know your mind and what the pitfalls of your mind might be, negative thought patterns that you tend to fall into, bad habits that you tend to fall to, areas where you struggle to speak up for yourself and set boundaries. It seems like you've really been taking the time to study these and think of ways that you can help yourself overcome these pitfalls. It seems like this group has made a commitment to really take care of your mind and really be your own best friend. And I'm also seeing that you setting your boundaries is what helps you to remain a positive thinking person, what helps you to stay in that mindset where you can grow. So it seems like rather than just ignoring negativity around you, you're like actively taking steps that you don't get exposed to that kind of thing. So this could involve who you surround yourself with, the people you follow on social media, or how much time you spend on social media, you know, the type of things that you watch, the types of things that you read. So it's like you're taking, a reactive measure of like, this is what I can do when I'm experiencing a negative thought. This is what I can do when I'm feeling down, but also a proactive measure where you're maybe saying, okay, I'm not going to allow this person into my life, or I'm not going to look at this kind of content, like to keep your mind safe and keep it in a positive environment. There's like a big commitment to your mental health. And I also see that during this period, you're becoming a lot more confident in being assertive and setting your boundaries, because everyone knows that we need boundaries, right? But it's really hard to set them and to maintain them. Setting boundaries is not just telling someone once what you need and what you expect. You have to really uphold it. And I think that's something that's becoming a lot easier for you during this time, because you really recognize that you deserve peace. You deserve to feel good in your relationships. And that's actually something that's been a common thread throughout all of these groups. And I'm really happy to see that. Like, everyone in their own way is finding their inner peace. But yeah, being able to speak up for yourself like this, and also valuing your own opinion, valuing your own thoughts, that's really, really going to improve your relationships. Yeah, there's something about like giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. So, for example, if someone's behavior is hurting you or upsetting you, perhaps in the past you would kind of invalidate that in favor of giving the other person the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh no, I'm sure they didn't mean it. I'm sure I'm just overreacting, like kind of brushing your own concerns under the rug. And I feel like you're not doing that anymore. And when something's concerning you, you just speak up because you know that your voice deserves to be heard. You are like your best friend, and you're also your best advocate during this period. So I'm really happy to see this. Now let's move on to our tarot cards. Ooh, we have a happy change, which this is actually the Wheel of Fortune, which is the card that we were showing in the intro. This card, if you watch the intro or if you just know this, is ruled by Jupiter. So it's kind of cool to see it here. Your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance you receive. Another thing that's happening in this period for my group number 3s, I'm hearing there's going to be an end to stagnation. So a situation in your life that really has not been moving forward, maybe that's a connection with someone in your life, like things are not progressing, you're not getting through to someone. Maybe you have been putting repeated and consistent efforts into a certain goal or a certain project and just nothing is happening. Any situation in your life that you feel is stuck, that is just not moving, it's going to start moving forward. And I'm hearing that in the start, it's going to move forward slowly, but it's going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. And there may actually reach a point where, I don't want to scare you because it's not a bad thing, but it's like you might get a little bit overwhelmed with how fast things are changing. And then you might need to adjust some things in your life. And an example of this, I've probably used this example before because it's like in my own life. This channel went through a period like that where it was growing slowly and it was very manageable. And then all of a sudden it like, whoosh, it just went through the roof. And I was overwhelmed with like my personal reading bookings, like back when I was doing them, because I was just emailing people and like trying to get back to every person and trying to manage my schedule. And it's obviously a very good thing when you're experiencing growth like that, but it can also be like, oh my God, like, what do I do with all of this? And you have to make some adjustments in your life to lighten your load or to make certain processes more efficient. So yeah, something's going through a fast period of growth for you. We also have embraced those around you. So this is the Hierophant. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love you and share your beliefs. So that's another thing that's coming up again, group number 3, is that you have to be more, I want to say strict. You have to be more strict about who you surround yourself with and who you listen to. And I think this goes for your in real life connections, like the people in your friend group, the people in your personal life, and also virtually, the type of posts you look at or expose yourself to, because those can definitely impact you as well. Be willing to accept help from others. You could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try out new ideas. So something is growing and shifting quickly in your life, and you may need to ask for help. For those of you who have your own business, I do think that your business is going to experience tremendous growth during this year. And I do think that it would be wise to ask for help with maybe with the parts of your job that you don't enjoy as much, or the parts that, I don't want to say less important, because everything is important for running your business, but you want to be able to focus on the part that you enjoy the most and the part that is most important to you, and perhaps have an assistant or employees to help you with the rest. Or yeah, and it will also be, if you're going through fast growth, it's also really important that you are in a good place in your own mind, so that things don't get to you or get to your head as much. This card being the Hierophant, this can also talk about like a teacher, a mentor, a counselor of some kind. You may want to seek some kind of counsel for the next steps of your life. And I'm using business as an example because it's just easy for me, but like if your business was growing, you might want to start getting help from an accountant to keep track of your income and your expenses, and to do your tax return and like make sure everything's good. You might want to get help from a lawyer to protect yourself, things like that. With this growth, you will require more protection. And so I feel like your angels are going to be bringing in different like professionals or different mentors or advisors who can help you. Maybe there's a big expansion in your wealth, and so you get like a financial advisor to help you out. There's definitely a feeling of don't go at it alone, and you focus on what you love and what you're the best at, and leave the rest to like the experts, or leave the rest to someone else. I do see potential for big professional growth and financial growth for this group, which is amazing. This could also be indicating, I've been seeing the Hierophant as like therapy or a therapist, and that might be something that really helps you guys if you're working on building a better relationship with your mind. If you have been thinking of starting therapy, this might be your sign to go for it. Or if you're already in it, you could be having a breakthrough or finding a therapist that you really click with. This could also be you finding thought leaders, is kind of a weird word, but I guess that's how you would say it, right? Thought leaders that you really resonate with, whether that is, podcasters whose worldview you really like, or tarot card readers who you really, really resonate with. And not only are you finding these people, but I see you actively making efforts to, like, I'm just going to focus on these positive influences and not listen to the rest, because you don't need to expose yourself to things that make you feel crappy. There's a difference between like uncomfortable truths and tough love and things that just needlessly tear you down or needlessly make you feel like crap about yourself. And unfortunately, I feel like the internet is full of that kind of thing. And since a lot of us are online a lot, it can really affect our self-esteem. So I just see you guys being more deliberate with like who you are around and who you take your advice from and the things that you consume. And I see you really staying in your own lane, minding your business, taking care of yourself, and growing your empire, which I really love to see. If you guys have a family, like if you have children or a spouse, I think that you're going to be spending quality time with them during this period. And the reason I say quality time is because it's not necessarily for all of you that you'll be spending more time with them, but just more intentional time or more precious time with them. So for example, maybe you're going on a really nice holiday with your family, or you're becoming more present with your family, not a phone in sight, just living in the moment kind of thing. I see you more like unplugged and enjoying your present moment. So, I should also say Taurus energy is strong here, which, it is Jupiter in Taurus, so maybe that's why, but you could have Taurus placements, or someone close to you could have Taurus placements, because this is related to Taurus, and then the Wheel of Fortune is all fixed signs, which Taurus is one of those. But Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo could also be significant signs. So let's get into your tarot now and see what events await you during this period. What events will be happening for group number 3 during this period? We have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Five of Swords, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Wands. Wow, so this is like exclusively wands and swords. Fire and air energy. Fire energy is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Air energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this could also be indicating that winter and spring, that period is going to be significant for you in terms of happy changes. The period of Jupiter in Taurus is a full year, a little bit more than a full year. So there will definitely be a winter and spring during that time, wherever you are in the world. But let's get into... Okay. You're definitely leveling up in some way, group number 3. I feel like you're leveling up in your career, or in your financial situation, or like in your presence, in your popularity. And with this Five of Swords, especially with all of these snakes, and it almost kind of looks like the Seven of Swords, I really feel like your angels are telling you you will need protection during this stage of your life. And I think that this King of Swords represents someone who is protecting you, because the way I see this, I feel like this is you. You are embarking on a new adventure of your life. You're leveling up, and these are like the snakes or the sneaky energies that want to get to you. And this King of Swords is like blocking them. So again, there's a feeling of don't go at it alone, and especially don't try to figure everything out alone. There's this feeling of you will need help for this next stage of your life, because there is someone who has a lot of knowledge, of specialized knowledge in a certain field, who can assist you. So an example of this would be like, let's say you've leveled up in your career and you just got offered a contract. And you might be thinking, okay, I can figure this out. Like, I can just read this contract by myself. It seems pretty fine to me. Like, I'll just go with it. You must absolutely not do that. Any offers that are coming your way at this time, you have to look at them very, very thoroughly. And I think with this King of Swords and with this Hierophant, you are really being encouraged to get like a professional opinion, an expert's opinion. Because in that example, there might be a lawyer who, knows this type of contract like the back of their hand, and knows the law like the back of their hand, and they can read through it and say, nope, this is a snaky contract, this is sketchy behavior, or like, no, this is not really favorable for you, and maybe we should say no to this, or maybe we should negotiate this, or maybe we should ask them to change this in the contract. There's certain things that people with like a really high level of skill and knowledge should be helping you with so that they can protect you, especially when it comes to contracts that you sign or where you invest your money. I also think that this King of Swords can be you, but then it becomes kind of a different interpretation. I still think that you are leveling up in your life, and with this Ace of Wands, I see you becoming very attractive to a lot of people. This is going to be a period where you have a lot of admirers, both secret and not so secret, and you have a lot of positive attention coming your way. And many people will be attracted to you in various different ways. You'll find a lot of people coming up wanting to be your friend, or wanting to hit on you, or wanting to date you, or wanting to work with you. It's kind of like everybody wants your attention. Everybody wants you to look their way. I think you're also going to be feeling quite physically attractive during this time, and kind of like at your physical peak. I don't know what that means. I guess like in peak shape, in peak energy levels, in peak fitness, or like your ideal appearance. I'm noticing all of these people have long, straight, dark hair. So you could have this hair, or someone significant in your life could have long, straight, dark hair, but that's like across the board. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you are like in an irresistible energy group, number 3, during this year. It's like everyone is attracted to you. Everyone wants to be close to you. Everybody wants to either be you or be with you. And, you know, within that group that is everyone, there are some unfavorable energies as well. So it's like as you keep growing and as you keep shining, you need to be very discerning. The King and Queen of Swords make me think of this like discerning, emotionally detached kind of energy. That might be like a trap for you guys, because like even what we spoke about before with giving other people the benefit of the doubt, you might really be the type of person who wants to see the good in everyone, or wants to assume that everyone is a good person and has good intentions. And I think this is because you are so pure of heart that maybe it's difficult to fathom, it can sometimes be difficult to fathom that, like, why would someone do that? No, there's no way. There's no way they would intentionally do that bad thing. Like, that doesn't make sense. But unfortunately, not everyone thinks like you, and not everyone has a pure heart like you. And yes, there very much are people who intentionally hurt others and are intentionally manipulative and intentionally deceitful, even though to the pure-hearted like yourself, it may be like, what the heck? Like, you can't even conceive why someone would do that. And you know, it's a good thing to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I think we have to start not assuming the worst of people, but just knowing that they're capable of doing bad things. And not everyone who presents themselves as like this super sweet person who loves you so much is going to have those good intentions for you. I just think this group has such a pure heart, and this Aries energy too. Like, Aries can be kind of naive or like not really think things through, and I feel like Aries really do need this King of Swords to protect them. And I think you could be cultivating your inner King of Swords during this time so that you don't get taken advantage of. And so I'm hearing so that you don't fall for people's sob stories, and that you don't fall for people's flattery. I feel like you would be the type of person, like if you hear someone's sob story, you will empathize with it so much, and you could be really, really giving towards them when they don't deserve your kindness like that, or even their sob story is not true. And this is not to say to stop being compassionate, but just to have an energetic bouncer you know, to have this bouncer at the door. So that's kind of a different interpretation of the King of Swords, but I think that's something that you're also encouraged to develop during this period. Like, not everyone is worthy of your attention or worthy of your generosity, or just that you are not obligated to give that to everyone, and everyone is not entitled to you. Like, entitled to your time of day, entitled to your kindness. In fact, I think with how you're moving up, you physically won't even have time to give that to everyone. And it's like, this message keeps coming through of like, don't fall for someone's sob story, or don't fall for someone's guilt tripping. Like, you have to keep yourself safe. So yeah, this King of Swords can be your own energetic bouncer that you're cultivating. And then in professional and financial and legal matters, I also think it's you like seeking help from an expert so that you can level up in your career safely and in the right way, and make sure that you're really getting what you deserve. But yeah, you're definitely really radiant, really glowing during this period, very attractive. I see you full of physical energy as well as inspiration. And with this Two of Wands, it's like doors are really opening for you right now. The Two of Wands makes me think of like adjacent possibilities. So for example, someone's business is reaching a higher level, and then from here they realize, oh, maybe I want to start selling this, or maybe I want to start offering this service, or maybe I want to do this other kind of different project. But it's like you have to reach that, is vantage point the word? Anyway, you have to climb up that mountain and reach that point of view to see what other options are available to you. It's kind of like when like famous actors or musicians like create a beauty line or fragrance or clothing line, or, you know, they start doing something else kind of adjacent to what they're doing, but that became possible for them because of, you know, the success that they had already accumulated. So those of you who are working on a certain career endeavor or working on a certain business right now, I not only think that that is going to be successful during this period, I also think that new ideas are coming to you for like adjacent businesses or adjacent pursuits. You could also be welcoming a really good business partnership into your life with this Two of Wands. And I'm hearing it's someone that your family and friends like, or someone that your family and friends already know, perhaps someone who is referred to you through a family or a friend. But that's coming through strongly, that they have this stamp of approval of your loved ones, which is kind of interesting. And like, yeah, no strangers, no random people. Like, I feel like we're not really making new friends during this period. If anything, we could be, I don't want to say losing friends because that sounds negative, but let's just say our social circle is staying quite close-knit. Because we're being more discerning, and also just because we're busier, you know? Like, I think you becoming busy will show you who really is important in your life and who really has staying power. Because like, you'll always come back to each other no matter what. No matter how busy you get, or no matter how busy they get. So this is all about like staying in your lane, moving up, keeping your close ones close, and honestly not really bothering about the rest. I feel like we're in a selective and protective energy right now. And that's what the Seven of Wands is all about. Like this, your bottom of the deck energy. This is about protecting yourself and defending yourself. I'm hearing that there may be people who try to discredit your success, but the way it specifically came through is that there will be people who try to discredit your success because they tried to offer something to you or tried to make a move towards you and you weren't interested. And so they switched on you and became salty. Like, for example, let's say, yeah, like you're a business owner and then someone reaches out and they're like, I would love to collab with you, and maybe you're not feeling it, or you just don't respond to them, and then all of a sudden they're like talking badly about you, and it's like, but weren't you the one who wanted to work with me? Or like, weren't you the one that was kissing up to me like last week, and now you're saying this negative stuff? And to that I say, let the people switch on you, let the people self-report, if I don't even know if I'm using that right. Let them show their true colors, let them rat themselves out for the type of person that they are, and you don't need to worry about them. It's interesting too, like, because Jupiter is about expanding things and blowing things up. And so I feel like whoever is around you who is like not good for your growth, or not, you know, not serving you, or just not a good influence, Jupiter is gonna blow them the heck up, like zoom them a million times bigger to make it really clear for you to see, so that their BS won't go unnoticed under the radar for a long time. Like, let's make them visible so we can see what we don't want and get that out of the way. Because you're moving up, and that BS is not moving up with you. There's no room on the bus for them. They can't come, sorry. They can't. Like, you're just taking your loved ones, you're taking your spiritual team, and we're going up. Yeah. So, I mean, it sucks that there has to be this like BS unfolding around you as you move your way towards your success. But I think that that's why this came out at the very start. Like, start building that relationship with your mind, and like, I know who I am. As Ice Spice once said, they be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. As long as you know who you are, like whatever they want to say, it doesn't matter. You know who you are, your loved ones know who you are, your spiritual team knows who you are, and yeah, you're protected. And was there something else I wanted to say? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the final oracle cards. So we have heart expansion, cracked open. Your heart center is expanding. You are deserving of unconditional love. Aww. So this is definitely not about closing your heart. Again, it's just about protecting it so that it can crack open and blossom and expand and radiate in a safe environment. And I think that something else that's happening during this period is that those who are like genuine towards you, who have shown you genuine love, who have shown that they're trustworthy and who really support you, you will come to appreciate those people even more. It's kind of weird. Like, maybe we're losing a bit of naivety in this situation, but it's like the fact that we realize that there are some bad eggs in the world, it makes the fact that this good egg chose to be a good egg so much more valuable. Like, they didn't have to do that. They could be a little snake if they wanted to, but they're choosing to be a good person. It makes it more valuable, and it makes the people who really care and show you genuine love that much more valuable. We have accept. It is what it is. Healing occurs naturally with acceptance. Make peace with what is. The only way out is through. Like, see the situation for what it really is. See people for what they really are. I'm hearing, like, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I do not think that is my own quote. I think someone else said that, but it just came up for me. You know, take things at face value rather than trying to justify them or like make excuses for them. Especially when you understand like the level of abundance that Jupiter is able to provide for you, I feel like it's easier to send what doesn't resonate on its way because you know that more is always coming. And I think Jupiter really wants you to be in that abundance mindset where like, I can say no, I can turn this down, or I can send this on its way because I know that there's unlimited offers and unlimited opportunities coming to me. Okay, so finally, I just saw 3322, 3322. We are gonna look at our Thera-pets card, and this is gonna be a message of encouragement or reassurance for you during this time. And it says, you are not a burden. We are lucky to have you. This tail is so beautiful, and it reminds me of this Ace of Wands energy. You guys are truly an inspiration. You are truly a ray of sunshine. And I know I already said this, but you are so attractive. I think you need to know that, or I think you just need to be reminded of that. Like, inside and out, you are very attractive people. There could be something about your hair that is quite attractive as well. Or, I mean, does a tail count as hair? I guess kind of. If I'm thinking of like a ponytail, or like, you know, a horse's tail is hair. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. You are not a burden. We are lucky to have you. Group number 3, I'm lucky to have you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can find my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are just like these ones, and they're also timeless, but you get to choose the topic for them. You can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song, and you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It means so much to me. And once again, group number 3, thank you for being here. I'm sending so much love to you, to your family, your loved ones, your spirit guides, your angels, your whole spiritual team, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.